With the Falcon now in her final position, it was time to remove the masts, get a tent up, and start the refit process. We got the largest crane we could find in the area in for the job, which required disconnecting a lot of the rigging that was pretty much welded to each other. It was a long and tedious process, and the sky kept threatening a rainstorm, but soon enough the mizzenmast, the shorter and easier of the two, was released from the deck and laid beside the boat. Now onto the main mast, which goes through the deck by another couple of meters. This was more of a challenge because the crane was extended to its maximum height, and we had to lift the mast up and out of the boat first. There were a few precarious pops and crackles along the way, and I was almost sure that the mast would be coming down in multiple pieces. But slow and steady, we eventually had it laying down in a single piece. So next it was time to get the tent up, which in some ways was going to be a bigger job. But the weather held out and the boys persevered with some really strong winds to get everything into place. That was the end of a pretty long day.
Things looking a bit different up here. Obviously with all the stanchions removed, which wasn't a particularly easy job, especially up the back. A lot of flathead screws that are sort of welded into the wood, then nuts on the other end. It gave me a good opportunity though to look at some of the damage that is done, particularly underneath some of this wood around here, but the boat certainly takes on a different appearance, obviously with no masts, no stanchions. From some angles looks like a giant speedboat. But another step. Still a bit of mess laying around. Going to clean this up today, this morning. All of the masts are now wrapped. Down here we have the Pest Control guys coming today, and they're going to wrap the entire boat under a vacuum and try and kill all of these termites. You can see there's a couple of boats in here at the moment. In fact, there's 3 catamarans, one really large catamaran here, slightly longer than Sianda. It's about 55 feet. There's another one under here which is just about done, Patrick, and the owner of the large one also owns a small one over here, and all 3 of these cats are a type of catamaran called a Warren cat. This particular one over here, the chap named Hellas bought this, really liking some of the features of it. The boat is less than 2 years old and has really had some extensive damage from fresh water. A lot of rot. You can see they've had to remake the bows and the sterns, and huge amount of work for a 2-year-old boat. He's certainly pretty disappointed. That's the nature of boats. So after today, this will pretty much be the end of the week, even though it's Thursday, because I can't come onto the boat, can't go into the boat while they sort of poison is in there. So yeah, we'll see how we go. A few other components on here from one of the other boats. Might as well get them all in there at the same time. So you can see inside the boat, everything is opened up. Everywhere they can go. And they run this tubing everywhere throughout the boat. And then this morning, just before we started, we had to pull down some pieces. Don't know if you can quite see it there, but drill access holes in anywhere. We found a nice big nest up inside here, which I could always hear at night time. So there's a nest up inside here. You can see there's access holes that have been drilled. Most of this paneling is going this side as well. Some awful bits. So another sort of nest found up inside there. But you can see that everything is opened up. Floor panels. Here's the main man.
What?
Amran.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the main man. He's the pest control man. So it's looking like a bomb's hit it. A termite specialist. This man knows everything about every species of termite. So then we put the fume in, and it come everywhere.
Now set up the light gas for before and put the gas inside.
The gas inside, yeah.
Light gas T line and top, bottom and center.
Yeah. All the way through.
To
How many days? We think 2 days. We check.
after complete gas, we will check after about 1 hour.
Oh, 1 hour to see.
Oh no, half hour.
To see if the seam is there.
After you check those gas, that's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And after holding time 20 hours.
Yeah.
24 hours.
24 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Shit everywhere. There's the man.
That's good for
Main gas man.
video.
Yeah. And through the floor, everywhere. So this will be, there's a lot of stuff to obviously move around, wrap, get rid of, get stuff out. It'll be great once this is finished. We think a couple of days the guys will come back and check, make sure that it's been effective. And they keep coming back for up to a year to keep checking and putting traps in. Some pieces off Hellas's boat here that need to be fumigated as well. But there's the big fans, they blow everything in. And once this is done, we are ready to start fixing her up.
Unfortunately, I had to leave before the process was started, but you can see here that the guys were wrapping the boat completely and sealing her up before pumping in the poison, which I found out later is pretty much illegal in most other countries because it's so deadly to every living thing. It was a few days before anyone could go anywhere near the boat again.
Okay, so the tent is finally up, and at the moment we're just sort of airing out after the pest control people. Just that's locked down actually. We're not quite sealed up, so a bit of rain like we're having this morning still rains everything. At the moment the boys are busy putting up some planking as well, and I'm hoping that maybe by the end of today we'll be ready for tomorrow to start work. The first thing we're going to do is take off all of this damage off the rub rails. You can see just how much damage has been done here with termites. You can see straight through there. I'm going to take off these all of the metal edgings, and basically just cut it out as much as we can. So I don't know if you can hear me with the chainsaws going, but they're not letting up. Today, that's the nature of being in the yard. So the masts were also done, wrapped and fumigated, and I've got to say I'm really quite concerned about this mast, the main mast in particular. If we have a look down here, we can see that there is quite a lot of rot along here, but interestingly, inside of this mast is what looks to be a fiberglass core. So we've got a chap coming down, I think at the end of next week, who knows quite a bit in terms of rigging and all things marine, and he's going to take a look at this, and I think we need to make a decision fairly quickly about whether I need to get hold of new masts or not. So that will be something that we certainly try and organise quick enough. Ooh. So today, the boys are up the back there. Let's go around and see what they're doing. A couple of fishing boats added over the weekend. And here we have Razak, as opposed to Rozak, the younger fella, but this is Razak. He's the welder man and does everything to do with the stainless and the welding. One of the beauties of being here is obviously that we just sort of move and modify stuff as we need to. There's no one's pretentious about things getting ruined or destroyed. They just weld, cut off and do what they need to do. So right now Razak is engineering new supports onto the cradle. You can see this one, this big one in the center. So the reason why we need to do that is these big pads that hold the boat on there at the moment, we need to loosen them off, because obviously to get to the rub rails all the way around, we need to remove them back. Takes quite a while to get this sorted out. I mean, this is Razak's second day working on these, but the boat's going to be here for a while, and we definitely need to make sure that it isn't going to move and secured. So, you know, let the boys take the time to do it right. There's Chewy in the blue hat. He's going to be my lead carpenter, and Sally there behind him. The boys are just sort of finding whatever they can at the moment to put up scaffolding so they can walk around the boat. Just do what they got to do. So, not much beyond that, and all we can do is try and get this prepared so we can start to work on it. The boys will work a little bit more on waterproofing as we go, putting more shade and end cloth up, and I'll sort something out the front here as well to protect all the front so they can work on that. But without a doubt, during this week we'll at least make a start on the repairs.
And then the rain came down in absolute biblical proportions.
That's what I call rain.
Coming up next on the Dark Falcon, we take a look at just how bad the massive metal chain plates are. And the boys show the termites what boat destruction really looks like. Thanks for sticking around. Be sure to leave a like if you can, and we'll see you next time.